Hi everyone, welcome to Merch Money. Today we have Raymond with us. Hey Ryan.
Hey everybody. It's just me and you tonight, it looks like, huh?
Oh my gosh, I have the video in the background. Hold on one second.
Yep, I just turned it down on my end too. I had it playing there. All right.
Okay, there we go. We're still live. I didn't shut this window. Okay.
Nope, you're good. You're good.
Yeah, unfortunately, Christina couldn't make it. As a lot of you know, I was at Midwest Econ conference, and Christina came too. So my flight was on time. I was able to make it back in time, but Christina's flight got delayed, so she's not going to be able to make it tonight, unfortunately.
Well, that's unfortunate.
And
I was hoping
Ryan
to pick her
almost
brain on some trends.
Ryan almost couldn't make it too. He ended up calling out of work so that he could be here.
Oh, no, I didn't call out of work. I just did not go to a extracurricular work function tonight.
It was mandatory though, so I feel
almost. We're not going to go into work on here. So we're going to talk about print on demand tonight.
It was almost our first Merch Money show where I was completely by myself. So I'm glad Ryan made it.
Someone's saying they can't see me. Am I not popping? I'm not popping up.
Oh, hold on. Let me, I think I might be clicked on my own picture. All right, say something.
Hey, does this work now?
There
Am I popping up? There we go. All right. So
I accidentally had the cursor on my thing. Anyway, well, we're very happy to have you here. I'm just going to real quick give a little recap of the Midwest Econ conference. We were talking about that before we went live, and about how awesome it is to keep in touch with everybody from FBA side, the Seller Central, because there's so much overlap and there's so much similarities between the two. So I met a lot of FBA sellers, private label sellers, all kinds of people there, and hopefully we're going to get some of those people on the show. I talked to some people about being on the show. Some people are going to test and see if there's differences. So I met a lot of people that were good with PPC campaigns on the Seller Central side. And I think it's very similar to the merch side, but we're going to double check and test some things out on my account first before they go live on the show. But anyway, I was very excited to meet all of those people. I met a lot of people that help with Amazon reviews and things like that. Like when you're launching a private label product, there's a lot that goes into it. And some of those things may or may not be able to be used on the merch side when you're launching a new t-shirt. So we're going to be working on that, seeing what similarities from the private label world can work with the merch world. So it was really exciting to talk to all those people and pick their brains, and they got excited thinking like, oh yeah, maybe it will work on merch. So we'll see. We'll be testing stuff out.
There's a lot of good synergies there, you know, with your FBA business and for people who do that sort of thing. So I know myself, like looking at FBA was a little bump on my journey to merch. I was kind of rolling through shiny object syndrome myself when I landed into merch a year ago. So it's kind of fun, the journey, and see who you meet along the way. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's really exciting, the similarities and the differences, and like you said, the synergies. So we'll see what comes of that. And there's definitely gonna be meetups that come out of that conference. I'm already laughing about it. So we've been doing so many meetups, but I really like doing the meetups where it's a combination of a Seller Central person and merch, because there's so many people that do both, and there's so much that can be learned from both sides. So I'm planning one in Maryland pretty soon, and looking to do one in Philadelphia. So we've got some more coming down the line. This Saturday is going to be Atlanta. I'm going to be doing a meetup with Nick Eden. So if anybody lives anywhere near Atlanta, definitely come by. Nick's going to be giving away a Q4 guide that he does every year. And I'm going to be bringing the Merch Money bags that we've been giving out at all these things. So anyway, it should be a lot of fun.
It sounds like it'll be a good one. Nick provides a lot of good value in his content and tips he puts out. So yeah. I'm looking forward to, I think he said he was going to start streaming 5 days a week again. So we'll see if he can get up to it. But I'm looking forward to seeing what he puts out too. So.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I think it'll be really fun. So, all right, well, let's talk about you. Let's get into this. I cannot believe how many videos you do and how much value you provide. It's just so amazing.
Oh, it's fun. I don't know. I guess the videos kind of started by accident, though. I like last year, I was like a tier 25, tier 100 seller in July, and was in one of the groups, and someone asked a question, and I realized I could answer it better by recording my screen on my phone and then just sharing that little 30-second video. And I did, and someone made a joke like, "Hey, where can I watch the rest of your tips?" And I was like, I don't know. And people started adding me as a friend, and I kind of like to keep it to people I've either worked with or know. So I was like, well, I had made a public page of my name like years ago just to have it. And I was like, well, how about I just tell people to follow me there? And I started doing the Facebook thing. And this year I added YouTube pretty heavily, and I'm just having a lot of fun with it. And by far, I learned more about how to improve my own business by making videos, because I got to research an idea of how I'm going to share a tip. And I get questions asked of me from people. So, I get a message and someone will say, "Hey, I'm having this problem." And I've never even encountered it myself, but it gives me an opportunity to think, how would I solve this if I was this person? And, that gives me an opportunity to think outside the box, and it lets me see things from different angles. And I just saw Stephen Moore's comment there. I second a Cincy or Northern Kentucky meetup, and I say, hell yeah, let's go to Braxton and get a beer. So it's right downtown.
There's so many people in that area. I think we've done a lot of Columbus meetups, but I think we should do like a little near there, but a little different. So I think Cincinnati or North Kentucky could definitely work.
Yeah, I'll help you get that one set up. So
yeah, there's so many people over there. It's crazy. I'm like, those are the easiest meetups to set up. Anything in Ohio.
Yeah.
So, but what you were saying about how people were asking you like, "Oh, where's your YouTube channel?" That happened to me too. And that's one of the catalysts that started Merch Money, because people are like, "Oh, well, can I join your Facebook group? And where do I find you?" And I'm like, "Where do you find me?" Like, it had never even occurred to me to start a Facebook group. And I'm like,
But by far, I think Joe Clay was mentioning this in his video today about just, giving help to people has helped him grow and, see different angles. And I was like, that's so true. It's, and the best thing about doing it is, it gets to help people, and I have fun doing it. I have a lot of fun doing it. So it's been really good. It's not, I would never consider myself like the Merch by Amazon expert by any means. I mean, I'm just a tier 4,000 little tier 4K seller in my first year.
Tier 4K seller. That's a great accomplishment for 1 year. That's amazing. Lance just said, "See you in a few days." That's awesome, Lance. He's going to be at the Atlanta meetup. So excited about that.
And Lance, I hope it's your sister. I hope she's doing well. So I saw you were having some issues there. So.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
But it's funny because I don't know about you, but when I started merch, I had no idea what was going to happen. I had like zero expectations. I was like, because I had been doing drop shipping at the time, like from China, like selling unicorns on a website. And I was running into so many problems. I was like, it'd be a lot easier if I just owned the designs on these things that I was selling, and I could have better margins. And so I started doing that, and it was a lot more complicated to get started than I thought it was. And then I discovered merch, and I was like, I think I can do this. I just need to do 10 designs and let me see if I can sell them. And I started there, and I set some goals for myself, and people have said, these sound a little unrealistic, Ryan. I was like, well, that's the point, because if they were easy, I'd be patting myself on the back every 2 weeks instead of striving for something new. Because I said it when I first started, I said, I just want to sell 100 different products. Get 100 different products to make one sale. If I can figure out how to do 100 in any period of time, I can figure out how to do 100 in a month. And if I can figure out how to do 100 in a month, I could probably figure out how to sell 100 different products in a week. And if I could figure out how to do it in a week, why can't I scale that to a day? And if I said a day, why not an hour? And then let's get crazy and say 100 products every minute, and then go to every second.
I love how you always say that. That's it really is true though. When you can sell one, why can't you sell 10? And then it just keeps going from there. So that's how Jeff Bezos thinks. When we were at the conference, one of the guys had created the Amazon seller app. Like he created it. Or I guess probably him and a team, I'm not sure, but he was definitely one of the main people working on it. And before he had been working on that project, he had come up with something else that he thought would be really great for Amazon and make them a lot of money. And he was all proud of like turning in his report, explaining how they could make $33 million. And his boss and everyone just laughed at him. They're like, we are not turning that in. They're like, we don't even start working on anything unless we can show that it will make over $1 billion in 3 years. They're like, we don't aim for 33 million. That does not cut it.
Yeah, like it's crazy if you, I don't know, some days I'll wake up and I don't know, I'll just say, I'm going to design a shirt and I'm going to find a way to make it sell today. Like I just give myself a challenge.
I love that.
So
you and Christina both, like you set these goals and you just go for them.
Well, you know, and maybe it's funny because I'll say, I'm going to find somewhere where people want to buy a shirt and I'm going to make it for them and they're going to buy one today. If I decide to do that, sometimes that'll be the only shirt of it I'll sell, but I've only really failed in that a couple times. Like if I just decide today is going to be a day I'm going to make something new, it's going to sell. That's probably when I come up with the best idea I could come up with because I put a timeline on it. It has to sell today. So I have to know who the audience is that I'm going to sell it for and how I'm going to promote it to them or where my influence is on how to get it. So
that is a really good point. So let's go into that. But before we do, I have a question. When I'm not talking, do you guys see like me in the corner or do you see this hilarious picture? Because I see a hilarious like picture where it's like me just like frozen at this hilarious angle.
I have it playing on here and it's doing full screens of us as we're talking. Okay. So I think we're okay there.
It'll be so funny if I like watch this later and see the picture that I'm seeing right now because it's anyway.
Who cares?
You guys would laugh if you guys got to see what I see. It is me at like this hilarious frozen angle. But anyway. Okay, so making shirts for a specific audience. That is huge. It's something that, like, when we were at this conference hearing about private label sellers, like, they really have to make sure they know who their audience is, specifically target specific people, because they're buying all this stuff up front. And I think if we adopt that mindset of, like, pretending like we have to do this big investment into this merch shirt, it'll be, like, really concentrating on who the audience is. Because it's so tempting to just throw stuff up. Like, that's what I've done that a lot. I mean, sometimes I'm thinking about the specific audience, and sometimes I'm like, oh, let's try that, you know. And it's really good if you can design for a specific audience. So talk a little bit more about that. Like, how do you decide who to target? What is your thought process on that?
So, like, one of my favorite things to do is I don't like using tools. I just like going to Google and find a blog about someone who has a hobby. Like, just look for weird hobbies or, you know, lists of long, like, big things that might be really small niche. And for example, I'll give an example. One day I found a salt and pepper shaker collectors was a hobby. I had no idea that there's this huge culture of people that collect salt and pepper shakers of all different shapes and sizes. And so I was like, how big is this audience? And so I jumped on Facebook and they had a salt and pepper shaker collectors group with 5,000 people in it. And I was like, well, maybe there's quite a bit more here. And I requested to join. And in the comments, I said, I design t-shirts and I discovered your guys' hobby and realized no one makes shirts for you guys. And I was wondering if I could just join your group and observe what you guys talk about and see if I can come up with something you might like. And they let me in. And then they said, well, when you make one, go ahead and post it in here. Like, I just told them what I was going to do. I was honest about it. I just said, hey, this is what I want to do. And the admin's like, well, yeah, what did you make? And I posted a shirt and sold like 5 of them that day. And then it didn't work out, but they reached out to me. Apparently they had a conference with like 500 attendees and they were looking for shirts for it. They obviously were able to get a bulk order for that many people a little bit cheaper by not doing on Amazon. So they ended up using someone else for it. But it was still an opportunity to make that connection. And you never know who you're going to meet or what they're going to ask you for.
I And that is really key. Like, even if they didn't let you post a shirt in the group, you know what they're talking about, so you know who the audience is. You could still put it up on Amazon, and
Absolutely.
you know there's a group of people searching for that or looking for that. You know the phrases they say. Like, I'm getting better at like paying attention to phrases and being
Every
like,
niche
oh,
community has its own lingo. Like they
yeah.
got their own little words that don't make sense to people outside of it. I mean, someone jumping in here into a merch video, they're like POD, print on demand, supplement. Like, what are you talking about? And yeah, I don't know. You just never know what you're going to run into. Another thing I really like doing, and it catches people off guard, like if you're just having a brain block, let's say you're in a checkout lane or at a gas pump, just look at the stranger over there and be like, hey, I designed t-shirts. If you could have any t-shirt right now, what would it say? And you never know what you might get. Like,
oh my God, I have never thought of that.
And you might spark a conversation, or I see a person wearing a cool shirt that I like, and I'm like, hey, can I like take a picture of that? Because I like the layout or something. And I was like, I want to see if I could do that. And I've struck up conversations with people, and they're just like, man, if I could have a shirt that said this, that'd be great. And I'll show them how fast I can make it right there on the phone for them. And then I upload it and get their number and I'll text it to them. Like, I've done that quite a few times.
You're fearless.
I don't know. I'm never going to see this person again. You know, they might look at me like I'm a crazy person. But, you know, you just never know.
I love how you just let things just roll off your back. You don't worry about what other people think. Just go for it. You got to tell people what people on Reddit say to you.
Reddit is awesome. I share my videos there, and I've kept a collection of some of my favorite comments. I won't read them all, but one of them was, "Can you make a how to find a girlfriend tutorial?" Or "I don't like your beard. Shave it off, and I'll give you a view." Let's see here. What was the other one? So you sold 7 t-shirts and only made $7. I respect your decision to compensate Bezos's divorce bills, mate.
Oh my God.
I just think they're so funny. I don't know. I don't let that stuff bother me. In fact, I mean, it's funny. I give them upvotes for it. It's just fun. If I wasn't having fun, I wouldn't be doing it. I guess that's the way I look at it. So I have fun doing print on demand. I have fun making YouTube videos. So the day it becomes not fun is the day I stop doing it. Because like I've said before, this isn't my full-time job. I'm an engineer in my full-time job, and I do really enjoy being an engineer. So this has just been something I've been building for myself. Because like a couple years ago, we went through quite a few layoffs at the company I work for, and I realized that nothing's secure. So if I have something that's building an income in the background, I always know I have a little bit of a cushion going on back there if something were to happen. So that was probably my main motivator.
That's so smart. And it's so nice. Oh, Nick's here. Hey, Nick.
Hey, Nick.
We were just talking about the Atlanta meetup earlier, and Lance is in the chat. He's going to come, and Teresa wanted him to wear meggings to the meetup, but he said no. Come
on, Lance. Get them meggings out. You've been obsessed with the meggings for months.
I know.
Mean, Printful's got some pretty cool meggings in there you can print with all over designs, so get on that.
Nick said can't wait, and I think he's referring to the meetup and not Lance wearing meggings.
Oh, I'd be waiting for both if I was coming to Atlanta. So what, like, so in the audience here, you know, I like trying to find ways to share things. So I would ask you, what's your favorite research method, Helen? Like like if you were going to design a t-shirt today, where would be your first stop to get some inspiration? Or
we're supposed to be asking you the research methods. Now you're interviewing me. Oh, okay.
Oh, it was almost you by yourself. You might as well get a little bit.
I know. I feel like I've tried everything. So I have Merch Informer. I've tried that method. I think it's kind of like you, where it's like you want to do what's fun. So I do different things because I don't want to just always like get bored doing the same thing over and over again. So I've done Merch Informer. I've done like just listening to the news, thinking about like, oh, what's going on? Like, how can we make a shirt about that? Like, especially especially now it's so easy. Like people get so mad about everything. So like
Mhm.
both sides are like always mad about something.
Absolutely. You can always just make one for this side, one for this side, and serve it to them both and say, fight it out. And, you know, there's all sorts of ways you can do that. Yeah.
Yeah. And sometimes I find a phrase that works well. And so I try to like figure out how I can apply that to other niches, or switch it up a little bit. So sometimes I just kind of go off on a trail of like, oh, let me start with this and then just keep switching out stuff. So I guess that's scaling, like we'll be talking about later, scaling out design. Sometimes it's just like you said, where you hear something from friends or people at the gas station, wherever, like you're out and about and you see something. So sometimes I do that. Sometimes it's just on like emerging trends or things that I start seeing a lot where I'm like, oh, why do people keep talking about this all the time? Let me learn more about this. So I would say I look at Pinterest, but I really don't that much. Like even though I have Pinterest, I don't know why I don't use it for research. I should. So that's something I wish I was doing that I really don't do that much.
I like using Pinterest. Maybe I'll do that in my video tonight. Start there. Pinterest is fun because what I like doing with it, and here's a tip for anyone using Pinterest. People ask me how to use Pinterest. So let's say you were gonna design, I don't know, a dog shirt. You start pinning things about dogs that are giving you inspiration about the shirt, and then you design your shirt, and then you slip the shirt as a pin into that dog board.
Yeah.
So, you know, people will come there and get to it, and all of a sudden like, oh, hey, look at this shirt. And, you know, maybe they'll take it right to your order form.
Yeah.
So
it's so funny because I was so obsessed with Pinterest for like, I don't know, like way over a year. And I have a pretty big Pinterest account I built up, but I was always thinking of it in terms of posting shirts that I already had because I was buying designs from VA rentals and other places. So I had a lot of shirts and I was just focusing on selling them. So I was thinking about it in terms of marketing and not in terms of research. So I don't know why, but that's how I've been doing it. I know, exactly. So I'm missing half of the pie. Like I've just been using it for marketing instead of using it for research. So that I definitely need to do that more.
Well, I guess let me put it this way. When I was just posting things I had for sale, I would get maybe 20 monthly viewers. Right. Now that I've started pulling other things in, I just looked, I have 807 monthly viewers on my Pinterest.
No, I was pulling other stuff in, but I just wasn't taking that stuff I was pulling in and making shirts out of it.
I got you.
So I have like millions, literally millions a month that go to my Pinterest board. I think I haven't looked in like 3 or 4 months, but last time I looked, it was like 2 million a month or something. Like it's crazy.
Wow.
But
I thought I was cool with 800.
Yeah, it's. I mean, if you build it up for a year, it's like, and that's what's so interesting about Pinterest. Like it's been, I want to say like a year and a half at least since I've really been taking it seriously. I just every now and then log in like once every couple months. And it's still like every month, so many repins, so much activity. I have shared boards and stuff. So people are still pinning, even though it's not me. So the board keeps growing, like the whole account keeps growing and I'm not doing anything. So anyway, so I need to get back into it on both the marketing side and the research side.
Yeah. And for my Shopify brand that I have, I did just pinning the shirts in there. And I pull in 1 or 2 sales a month on the Shopify store just from doing it the wrong way. And it still kind of works. So because it's really niche down. But
I was going to say that too. Like, I think I've said it several times, like it's best if you can do like this amazing pin and do everything perfectly. But if you can't and you just pin your shirt straight from Amazon, I've gotten sales from that. So there's a reason they have the pin option directly from Amazon. It does work. And Teresa made a good point that she said, just make sure you're linking to an Amazon shirt that has already sold. And I did not do that in the beginning. So I had to go back through and take out
delete some because they were broken links.
Sold.
You know what? I've probably done that wrong. I know I've done that wrong.
Yeah. I mean, it's not the end of the world if you're linked to one that doesn't go anywhere, but you're wasting the sale if somebody finds it and they can't get to it. So it's better if you pin the one. But again, I mean, if you're doing something, it's better than nothing. So even if you're pinning brand new shirts that haven't sold, worst that can happen is just that someone can't buy your shirt if it falls off. But
yeah.
But it gives the opportunity that they will buy it, and now their shirts are up for a year. If you pin it, it's a whole year of that pin going around to try to get a sale. So I think it's okay.
You can always go back through and check them.
Steven's on. Nathan's my brother, so.
Oh, hi, Nathan.
Nathan. Stephen Moore, he was at one of the Ohio meetups.
Okay.
We met him.
Yep.
Got all kinds of people on tonight. Hi, everybody. And if you guys have questions for Ryan, definitely be posting them.
Yeah. Get the chat rolling.
Yeah, keep it going, because we'll just talk forever, though. So just stop us if we're not answering your questions. Okay, so research. So you asked me how I do research. How do you do research?
I try anything. I mean, I Google Trends, blogs, lists of occupations, and what I really like doing is starting on Amazon and just starting with a high level keyword. And so like dog shirt, it might come up with 60,000 results. All right, what can I add to this to modify it? And so let's say I want to do retro dog shirt. I would type in retro dog shirt. That might knock it down to 20,000 results. I was like, okay, so there's 20,000 people that are using both of these keywords. Then I could say retro dog shirt with glasses. I don't know if I wanted to do a dog wearing glasses, and just keep modifying it and adding a word. And before you know it, you'll have a word bank that will tell you exactly what your design should look like. It'll be a dog shirt with, a retro style, wearing sunglasses on a beach, and you put those 4 keywords in there. A beach shirt will rank, a glasses shirt might rank, a dog shirt, and retro, depending on what people search for, it gives it a chance to be found for each of those. So, I don't know. That's just kind of like my favorite way to do it, is just get into Amazon and start playing with the search bar until I find where there's nothing. Like, that's my goal, to get it down to.
Oh, you want to get down to nothing.
I want it to pull up a search result and Amazon tell me, like, are you sure you wanted to search for this? Because that means I've put enough words into it that no one else has used all of those words in the same listing.
But how do you know people are going to look for that?
Well, I know they search for dog shirts. I know they search for beach shirts. I know they search for glasses shirts. So all of those words are indexed, and it has a chance to rank for each of them.
Nice.
So it spread it around. And so, if someone clicked on it for dog shirt, maybe they'll click on it for beach dog or for a beach shirt. And so then Amazon will say, well, it worked for this word and it worked for this word, and it can just start going up.
Nice.
Like I did that with one of my 4th of July shirts. It was, I took one niche that was selling well, mixed it with a 4th of July niche that was selling well. And then I added a third aspect to it to do like 3 or 4 heavy targeted keywords. And I ended up selling like 130 of them for 4th of July.
Wow.
So I was pretty happy with that. Otherwise, you can get some really good ideas just like walking around Walmart and Target and just see what color palettes people are using, the styles that they're doing. I mean, don't go in there and like, take a picture of theirs and say, I'm going to remake that one. But, it's look for because they, like we talked about earlier, we think about how can we get one sale. Those people are designing, how can I sell 1,000 of these or 10,000 of this, because it's got mass appeal. So there's, they've done their research, and you can kind of get an idea of, okay, this is what they think is going to be in trend this season. So what can I do that's similar to capitalize on these styles that they're using?
Yeah. Oh, I see somebody in the background. Hi.
Uh-oh.
Come here.
Hi.
What's wrong,
honey? Say hi.
How are you?
Here.
Hey.
Hey.
Have you gotten any t-shirts? Did your dad make you any t-shirts?
Did Daddy make you some t-shirts? Yeah.
Aww.
What's wrong, honey? You're supposed to be sleeping. You want to go give Mommy a hug downstairs? Aww. She just wants to cuddle. She can hang out for a while.
Yeah, she'll be fine.
So.
Nathan had a quick question. He said, do you make commercial print pins for brands that you have on merch so that people click and see all the shirts for that brand?
No.
It's a good idea, though. I didn't
haven't.
either. I would just pin
haven't.
the shirt. But yeah, if you do design all things together for a specific brand, I mean, there's nothing to stop them from clicking on the whole brand.
Yep. So there's plenty of opportunity to do that. I don't know, like the Shopify brand that I've been running, starting in January, I've built up the Instagram to about 12,000 followers and get around 10, 15 sales a month off Shopify right now, just all organic traffic. But for those, Pinterest has been good for that. And that is an option for people. If you find something that's working on one platform and you really want to try pushing it, you can build your own brand around a couple of ideas. And if you're patient, you don't have to pay for ads. You can, post on Instagram, post on Facebook, post on Pinterest. I started with a few Google ads, which was just Google shopping ads. And now it helped rank in Google. And I get around 500-600 visitors a month just organically from Google now.
That's amazing.
My conversion rate is terrible. I'm working on that. It's like a 0.7% conversion rate, but it's fun. So
yeah. Amazing. This whole conversation is making me be like, okay, I got to get back on Pinterest.
That wasn't even the plan of the topic tonight.
Back
it just
on
came
all
out.
these free marketing things, because AMS ads are great. I'm focusing on that too, but it's there's so many free ways too. And Pinterest, it just keeps going year after year. It's so nice. So yeah, I definitely need to get back on there. Teresa's saying about greeting cards are great for inspiration. That's awesome. Steve said he found a cool program for Pinterest for auto pinning and repinning. Great for research. Awesome. What is the name of that, Steve? I use Tailwind for Pinterest, and that was really helpful. I still have that.
I do everything manually. I should probably get some software that.
Tailwind was amazing. I mean, when I was doing it, I was doing 50 pins a day, and Teresa Rose told me that's too much, so don't do that. Other people told me it's too much too.
Teresa is a gold mine of information about Pinterest.
She's amazing. I think the number is 35 or something like that is the number.
Okay.
It's a lot, but it's not 50. Don't go that many. But I think around 30 a day, and what I was doing is just pinning. So I would pin 5 or 6 shirts I had done that day, and then all the rest were just pins in the niche. So and I would schedule them on Tailwind, and then I could do a whole bunch in a day. So I would do maybe 50 shirts and then hundreds of other pins, and then shuffle it all together. In Tailwind, you can shuffle, and so then that way it would be randomly pinning. And they find the key times to pin throughout the day. So it'd be randomly pinning throughout the day. I did that religiously for a year, and then completely stopped. So that's why the account's so big. If you really even if 50 was the wrong number, it didn't matter. The account's doing so well just because it's consistent activity for a year, and it's so many pins. So, yeah.
And that's key for any platform. I mean, I haven't uploaded yet today because I had pretty much just gotten home and we jumped on this show. But just getting in your account and being active every day seems to help. And it goes for the same on any platform I'm on. So I don't know, what all platforms are you on? Are you just still on merch, or have you gotten out onto any others yet?
I really focus on merch. But the other platforms, I do Orbit Kit because it's connected to Merch Wizard.
Yes.
So I'm starting to get the shirts everywhere.
Good.
So that's really good.
Yeah, everyone's been asking me to do a Orbit Kit overview for them all, because it's a little bit cumbersome to set up at first, and I was looking through mine and I realized I got some mistakes in my blueprints, because I was looking and I have white text t-shirts on white stickers on a bunch of websites right now.
I know,
and so it's just white squares, and I was like, oh, I gotta go fix all that.
That's why I was I wanted to talk to somebody about that, because I'm how is everyone selling so many stickers? Because so many of my shirts are white text. So I don't have stickers checked off, because it's just on those templates that are just for dark shirts and stuff, I don't even have stickers checked off, because I'm how are they going to see it if it's white on white?
So I split mine up into 3 different blueprints now. I have black text designs, white text designs, and then full color designs.
Yeah.
So if it has white or black as a thing, because I don't want a black one to go on black, and I don't want white to go on white things. And then I got ones that'll work on both. So I've been splitting them up into those 3.
That's how I have it too. So if I have black text or colored text of any kind, it does go on a sticker.
You want to listen?
But that's so few of my designs.
I don't know. Sure. She might hijack my microphone here. She wants to listen. So.
Oh, okay.
Can you hear now? Yeah. Okay.
Teresa's saying Orbit Kit looks so confusing to set up for me. I agree with you, Teresa, because I'm so horrible at technology. I always talk about that, where it's like amazing that I'm even doing this. We got to talk about that. Poor Ryan was trying to help me, and I was tired because I had just come back from the conference
last night.
So he was trying to explain like something very simple, but because I was tired and because I'm like don't like technology to begin with, I was like, I'm just gonna do it the old way. So I still have to follow. He made a Loom video and everything for me, so he's absolutely amazing. So tomorrow when I'm less tired, I'll watch it and be like, okay, I can do this.
Yeah, just let me know if you need any help with it or anything like
that. He's so awesome. So anyway, that long story, Teresa, was to say that I also was overwhelmed by Orbit Kit. So I signed up for it and canceled it like within a month or whatever. So I think they even refunded me. I don't know. I may have paid for 1 month. I'm not sure. But then a few months later, Merch Wizard integrated with Orbit Kit. And I already was using Merch Wizard so much that I was like, okay, I think it's going to be a lot easier now. So I tried it again, and it was a lot easier with Merch Wizard. So
you want the other ear? Yeah. Okay. Sorry. I apologize. She just really wants to listen.
I have a video about Merch Wizard and Orbit Kit integration. So that might help Teresa. And then if not, I'm sure Ryan will do a video too.
Yeah.
And Rick is going to be on to the show tomorrow. I'm doing a show with Rick. So he'll be able to help with that as well.
Cool. Yeah. No, it's been good for me. I don't know. Spreadshirt's been surprising me. I've been pulling daily sales this month on Spreadshirt here. And I said, they recommend the royalty be $2 or $3 on there. I said, I'm going to put it at $5 and see what happens. And I'm getting 1 or 2 a day right now. So
nice. It all adds up. I mean, it's amazing on all these different platforms and sales coming from everywhere.
I got to be everywhere if I want to sell 100 products a second.
I know.
So,
not necessarily. You could potentially do it from one platform, but the odds go up if you're everywhere.
Not if I start my day like today with 14 returns.
Oh my gosh. Your attitude was so great about it.
I'm at 5 sales now, so I'm only at negative $19 in royalties from the negative 40 I started my morning with. And that one's a funny story. And there's a takedown involved in it. It was one of my only takedowns I've ever had. I had done a vaccination awareness shirt, and I misspelled diphtheria on it. But
How could you misspell that word?
I don't know. It just happened. But I didn't write diphtheria anywhere in the listing. And the first review came back on it the other day, and it said, great shirt, other than diphtheria is misspelled, but it doesn't take away from the message the shirt conveys. And Amazon took it down for an inaccurate product description violation.
Oh, no.
I had 2 versions of it. I had a white text version and a black text version. I was like, so I remade it and fixed it and re-uploaded, but I forgot to take the white one down. And that's the one that sold 14 times last week. And today it came back with 14 returns. I was like, they probably noticed diphtheria was misspelled and I forgot to take it down. So, it's on me. I know exactly what happened with it. I took it down now today before I get the other black mark from Amazon.
Speaking of all that, there's on the Seller Central side, there's lawyers to help because, if somebody's account gets suspended or terminated or whatever, and they have so much inventory over there and they have so much invested in Amazon, there's so many people now to help you, like lawyers and people to just help you get through that process.
Oh yeah, it's a whole industry.
There's not really a lot of help on the merch side, and there's not really a lot of recourse that you can do if your account gets suspended or terminated. So that's another area I want to look into and see, like, is there anything they can do to help us on the merch side or the KDP side?
I don't know.
We'll see.
I don't know. I've personally never even had a successful takedown. Like, I sent it in, and every time I get a message back, like, it'll be a drawing I did, and it'll be on my Instagram, on my YouTube channel, on this, and this. I'm like, here's the evidence of me owning this, being the original creator. And Amazon's like, yeah, we can't prove this was you. And I was like, what? I don't know what else to do. I just don't even bother with takedowns anymore. Like,
well, things like that. It's like merch is. We were talking about this before. Merch is so much newer than most of the other Amazon platforms. So I really want to keep in touch with all the private label people, Seller Central people, and just everything that they have. Be like, okay, can you help us over here with that same thing? We need lawyers. We need all these things that you guys have over there. So we'll see. Work in progress. Oh, Emily's saying to have everybody give us a thumbs up. Thank you so much, Emily.
Yeah, hit the thumbs up button. There's 26 of you. There's only 12 likes. Get that thumb moving.
12 likes already. Ryan, you're amazing. Most of the time, we do not have 12 likes already.
Well, I was a little concerned because I typically get a thumbs down the moment I upload anything. And when I saw your notification go live, I looked on there and there was a thumbs down already. I was like, oh no, whoever does it to me was doing it to you. And I was like,
It's okay. Don't worry. We usually get at least a couple thumbs down. So
yeah.
We're almost cool like you.
I'm not.
We don't have that many haters, so I feel like we're not that cool yet, but we'll get there.
My haters are on Reddit. They're fine. They're fun to play with.
But yeah, I always forget to ask for likes, so that's something I need to work on. And what I'm starting to notice is if I just say all the things that I need help with and that I'm not doing very well, everybody comes out of the woodwork to help me with all these things. So
yeah,
it's amazing how many people have been like, oh, Helen, do you need this? And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's just like from all sides.
This whole community is just awesome. The people in this community is probably I've done when I was doing drop shipping, the only thing you could do was post your store and then people would spy on you. It'd be like, hey, what can I do with help on this? Or what's a type of product I should target? And everyone's like, do your own research and leave me alone. Whereas here, the moment you have problems, everyone's willing to help. And so for me, that was the biggest reason to start making videos, was because that's the easiest way I knew how to answer someone's question, because someone would ask something and I'd be like, type it out again. And so now I was like, well, if I just made a video to answer this question, I could just share it with them, and that it saves me time and it helps everyone. So I don't know. I would tell everyone, go make a YouTube channel and start documenting what you're doing. It's, get out here. It's fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, CM Elizabeth is on. How are you? He made the July 4th shirt that I wore, the Merch Money, Making America Great Again. So thank you for that shirt. And he says, if you don't have any haters, you're doing it wrong.
That's right.
I think I'm almost on the side of doing it wrong. We do not have a lot of haters, so.
I'll bring you some haters if you want.
I know. You got to start posting the videos on Reddit and be like, Merch Money needs some haters. I completely forget about Reddit. I don't even know when the last time I was on Reddit. It's got to be several years ago.
If you're smart, you can get sales with shirts on Reddit. That's how I got my first merch sale, was Reddit.
Really? Okay, so we got to start putting stuff on there.
All right, so the little story on that. I uploaded my first shirt July 7th last year. It went live on July 8th. And it was a unicorn dressed as a nurse, and it said, "I will stab you," on the bottom, holding a syringe. And it was really poorly done. It was really bad. And I just went on the nursing subreddit and I read the rules. I was like, screw it. I don't know. I was like, hey, I just started making t-shirts. Here's the first one I ever made, and I made it for you guys. And people are like, this is really terrible, but it's awesome. And someone bought 3 of them.
That's amazing.
So it was that was the moment I realized I didn't have to just wait for someone to find my shirt.
Yeah.
I could go find customers and ask them what they want.
Oh my gosh. Chris did an amazing talk about that at the conference. He was saying how like a lot of times we look at like what are the top selling shirts, and they do the same thing in private label, like try to find like, oh, what's selling well, what can we do? And when you do stuff like that, you end up either having so much competition, or you end up with a whole warehouse full of fidget spinners or something like that. And he's like, why don't you just build an audience and then they'll buy anything you sell them? And it's like, that really is like the easiest way.
Yeah, I mean, when I started with dropshipping there, I built up a unicorn audience that now has 12,000 followers on Facebook. They really like just sharing unicorn pictures, and there's a private forum too. There's like 3,000 members in there, and it's funny because I was learning, and I probably abused the audience because I sold to them all day long, every day. I wasn't sharing things that they just wanted to click and like and interact with, so my engagement is tanked, and I just never really sold a whole lot with it, and it was a learning experience in building my first audience, you know. So it you never know how it's going to work out, but if you get an audience going and you can get them the right things, they'll go crazy with it. And I don't know, it's fun. I don't know, I started building Facebook pages years ago just for fun. I have like 12 of them for some reason.
Nice. Well, that's awesome.
I don't really sell to many of them. One of them is politically orientated, and when I sell to them, I'm like, hey, you're not supposed to be selling things. That's what you started this for, to not sell us things. I'm like, oh yeah, well, buy this one.
I feel like it's my group. I can do what I want.
That's right. That's right. But
yeah. Luxury card stores asking me, why did I stop pinning on Tailwind? And my only answer is like, kind of like, why do people stop going to the gym? It's like you get in a habit, you're doing everything perfect, and then all of a sudden something happens where you don't go, and then you start going less and less. It was like that, where it's like I was on a roll. I had this perfect system going for a long time, and then I don't know what happened. I think, oh, well, actually I do know what happened. I started Merch Money. That's what happened. So I started Merch Money. I started getting more and more involved with doing YouTube videos and doing like stuff like that, and I had less and less time, and I just started getting less and less in the habit, and eventually it was like, oh wait, I haven't been on Tailwind in like 6 months. So it was just a bad thing. It wasn't like it wasn't working. I just stopped doing it for no reason. So
yeah, you know,
I would like to
you
get
gotta
back.
do the things that are working for you too.
Yeah.
Like what right now is giving me the best return for my time.
Yeah. And honestly, Tailwind and Pinterest was definitely a better.
Did I lose you?
Even still, I still don't. Anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I just got into it, and I really liked it, and I just got carried away with learning that.
So we were talking there earlier about Merch Wizard and Orbit Kit, and I don't know about you, I haven't really outsourced anything other than buying some designs every now and then from different places. And so as an engineer, I sat here and I looked at this. I was like, well, there's tools to use to improve my process. And so for me, Merch Wizard's been huge for, you know, storing designs in Airtable, collecting my whole database of shirts. And then I just write my tags once I have the descriptions in there, and then push it to Orbit Kit, and it just starts uploading elsewhere for me. And for me, that's been a huge benefit to just building up the portfolio elsewhere. And you know, trickles come in from everywhere, so it's been really fun.
Yeah, Orbit Kit's amazing. And like you said, there's so many tools, there's so many systems. I don't really hire anyone either, but it's the same, like you said, like I invest in tools, and I invest in buying either like designs or elements for designs or things like that. So
yeah, I'm really excited now that Orbit Kit added Printful. Like I am currently, just for the hell of it, because when I talk to people in the street, like I'm probably not going to share it with the whole audience, but I am literally uploading every single one of my designs to my own Shopify store.
That's amazing.
And it's the most like disorganized store that could be possible, because it's, 600 different shirts and 45 and so many different niches, like nothing's related.
Right.
But people kept asking me like, oh, you sell t-shirts, well, where can I go see all of your t-shirts?
Yes.
And that's a problem for us on merch, because, well, you can build a store in AMS and put them all in, but it still makes sense to niche it down and have them looking the same. So,
right. Have you done that? Have you built a store? I was talking to Christina about that, and I was like, yeah, you can build a store in AMS. And then I like doubted myself. I'm like, can you?
You
I haven't done it.
I've done one, and it got rejected because it was inappropriate. It was it violated the advertising guidelines. Was the last one I built, which is what I ended up turning my Shopify.
So when you build a store, is that applying for a brand? Like, is that brand registry, or that's something different?
No, it's something else. It's different. Like, you can do it for multiple brands. It's not, you don't have to be brand registered for it, but advertising guidelines are different than the merch guidelines. You can't do vulgarity. You can't do sexually suggestive. You can't do drugs. You can't do, A, B, C, and D on there. And that's when I made the mistake. The first one I did, I was like, I'm going to do it this way. I wonder if there's
like strikes against that, because I definitely was going through adding ads, and some of mine got rejected. And I'm like, oh, I hope that's not bad. Like,
have you started using Merch Amigo?
Yes. That's exactly what I was doing, adding a whole bunch of Merch Amigo and being like, oh, yeah, I can't do ads on that. Whoops.
I see Teresa asked, do I do Etsy? Not currently. I had a rough experience on Etsy last year. I decided to go for it and built a whole niche store with one product that I knew was going to sell well with the phrases I was putting on it. And I'm not naming names or who, but the company I was using to fulfill it ran out of supply with no ability to get more and didn't tell me. And at Christmas, I had to refund every order that I had on Etsy. And my rankings on that store tanked and everything, and I just closed it. I just haven't gotten back to Etsy because merch is working for me. And I said, quit spreading yourself thin if it's going to take a bunch of work, and focus on what's working. So I redoubled down in January on merch after being angry and refunding money that had come into the business and sorting all that out. And getting the, just that was a real big shock for me. It hit me hard when I was like, oh my gosh, I screwed this up so bad.
Yeah.
And
Emily's saying name names. I think it's okay, because I think I know who it was, but I know like Print Tech had a lot of problems with fulfilling orders. So I don't know. That's the one.
Yeah.
It was Print Tech, and I had how I always love merch so much. So I had like very much dabbled, like only dabbled in Etsy. I didn't go like full force. So I only had a few things with
I was running ads. I had like 150 products on Etsy and was going hard and had to refund like 30 orders.
I only had a couple things with Print Tech, and I got lucky and my things were fine. But I know that a lot of people had trouble with Print Tech. So
yep, that's where it was.
You hear different things about whether or not it's better or not, but we've all kind of stopped talking about Print Tech just in case, because it seemed like they were going to be so good because they were partnered with so many like big brands.
They had a lot of good products on there that I liked. They're new.
They had Bethany Frankel, and they had like a lot of big people on there, so it was very confusing why they were so bad.
It was just new. I think they were new. I mean, I used WC Fulfillment for a while on one store, and I don't know if you're familiar with that. Nate Andreas, who owns WC Fulfillment, he does a ton of YouTube videos about Shopify. And I was watching him, and as he was launching, he was running into supplier issues and printing issues and customer orders. And anyone starting new is going to run into bumps.
Yeah.
And so that's why for me, right now, I'm just using Printful, because
Printful's really good.
I'm going to, they're getting my shirts out in a day.
Yeah. They're growing really fast, and they're doing a really good job. And they're another one. We were talking about this too. I don't know how we had time to talk about so much before the show, but we were talking about how Printful has warehouses, so they can fulfill private label. And I just posted today about Shopify's adding warehouses, so private label and I just met a lot of private label people. So I feel like the merge of merch and print and private label is imminent. We've got to take advantage of that. If you really get a brand going, where you're selling print on demand around a certain topic,
mixing it in with a physical product.
You can mix in a physical product and make a lot bigger margin. So like if you've got a dog group going, you can buy, you can either buy t-shirts from China or wherever and get a bigger margin, or you can buy like dog leashes or, you know, stuff like that, and add it into your store.
Yep. And you can get, you know, 50 minimum order quantity for, you know, $1 on something from China, and you can sell it for 20 then, because you can get it's made so cheap. But yeah, the one I was excited about with Printful, and I got it set up this week and approved this week, is Wish. So I am currently pushing all my t-shirts from merch to Wish using Orbit Kit. So I go, that's
amazing.
So I go merch.
Wait, say it again.
Wizard. Wish? No, the Wish
app?
app?
No, I know Wish, but is Wish part of Orbit Kit?
No, but Printful is. And
Printful
I
see. Okay.
Integrates with Wish. So right now, with Printful on Orbit Kit, you can publish 100 products a day. It's not 20 designs a day, it's 100 products. So like if you wanted to put one design on 10 different products, that's 10 uploads of your 100. So it's a little bit different with Printful, but I've got it rolling right now, and I got scared when I applied the first time for Wish because they have a $2,000 fee to join the program to become a merchant. However, in fine print, it says some sellers may be exempt from this, and if you use Printful, they waive the $2,000 fee.
Wow, that's so good to know.
So I know Jacob Topping posted it, and there was some conversations, and I was going through it, and I was like, yeah, it looks like they're going to charge me $2,000. And they updated the content policy a couple weeks ago, and Printful even has it on there. It's free to join using their thing. So basically, if you want to get on Wish, which then lets me add all sorts of other products, it lets you bypass that $2,000 fee by signing up through Printful.
Wow, that is huge. Big tip right there. Look at everybody saying, wow. They want you to do a video on that topic, which I do too.
I don't know, Teresa. I don't know how I'm going to compete. I pushed everything on there to 32. I used the Gildan and just going on there to start because I have no idea how search ranking is going to work on there or anything. And pricing, I just priced at $32 for now because I've noticed on Wish, people are pricing their t-shirts at $99 and then marking them on sale, you know, 80% off because it's a $20 t-shirt. And that seems to boost rankings on Wish. So there's a lot of search manipulation going on over there. It's kind of a wild, wild west. So
Sounds like that too, I've noticed. Like everything's like 75% off, and you're like, well, it wasn't that price to begin with.
That's right. That's right. Or they, you know, that strategy, you know, you go into Target one day or something, and it's like, you know, this is 25% off, regular price this. And then you come in the next day and it's 50% off, but it's the same price, but the regular price got raised. And it's like, yeah, I see what you're doing there. But yeah, I don't know, Teresa. It's I have no idea how I'm going to compete here. My account got approved today. So it went through review, and they've approved 100 of the 400 products I've sent to them so far. So it goes through review processes just like everyone else's platforms. And I still haven't been able to find any of my products when I'm searching for them today. So Wish is going to be, there's no information about selling on Wish anywhere.
Yeah, you could be the first one, Ryan. You're the pioneer.
I know Ryan Hogue is on it as well. He did a little video about it about a week ago, and I was bouncing some questions off of him. And I don't know. I guess it's fun going into somewhere where I know it's new because no one else is doing it this way. I mean, there's a lot of people on Wish, and there are all sorts of ways to do things. Like it's going to be a learning experience, and it'll be fun because I'm full on Amazon.
I wonder if, like, let's say you find out that the price is too high and you're having trouble getting sales, which I don't know if that's true or not, but I wonder if they also waive the $2,000 fee if you use a Printful warehouse. Because that would be interesting if you start doing private label t-shirts from China, and then you can
Wish has warehousing. they have a fulfillment by wish program that gives you a star badge and stuff like that. So if I had something that was doing well, I could do a bulk order and send it into there, and you get special stars and things like that.
There's so many cool products you can get over there. Like, I saw, like, I forget which provider, but somebody had the sequin pillows where, like, you like go one way and it's one design, and you go the other way and it's another design. And so it was neat because you could buy them really cheap over in China, and then like test the design first on the print on demand, and then if it worked well, order from China, and then have it go to that fulfillment center.
Yeah. So yeah, I've been full on my merch dashboard. I got tiered up to tier 2000 right at the end of May, beginning of June in there. And so I'm full and I'm at 3,000 sales. So I'm sitting here like, I got to get 900 more sales. And a large majority of my designs have been just uploaded in the last month and a half. I was like, they haven't had enough time for me to tell them to get rid of them yet. And I don't know about you, but the new multi-product uploader kind of makes like a 4,000 account feel like a 400 account.
Yes, it's so fast to fill up.
Like, I remember sitting there like, tier 100, all right, I got to do 25 a day.
I'm kind of glad that the tiers we didn't have the multi-uploader, because it forced me to do like a lot of just standard shirts.
That's all I had for the first like 5 months. I didn't even get, I had standard and premium t-shirts, I think, for my first 3 months. That's all I had. Even when I hit tier 500, and that's still all I had. And I was like, well, this is all I'm uploading. And so my first 500 uploads were standard t-shirts. It was 500 different designs. And then now when I hit tier 2000, they put this multi-product uploader. My last 2,000 designs was only about 100 actual designs that I made. And I filled up. And so, but everything is selling differently. Like today I've sold a hoodie, a tank top.
I know. Everything sells. Everything.
And so I was like, I can't just narrow it down because those other fields are wide open. But I was kind of wishing that they would do the early tier ups like they did last year when they added the new products.
I really hoped that they would just tier everybody up when they had that multi-uploader, because we all need more slots.
That's what I keep looking at what I want to delete, and I have all the things that have sold that are on there. And I don't think of things that haven't sold. I think my last uploaded thing was March. Like, so I'm only like 4 months out on some things that I keep looking through like, well, should I delete this or not? Because I make up a new idea and I'm like, all right, this has to go up. So something has to go away.
One thing with the multi-uploader is if you upload just a standard on the multi-uploader, once you get tiered up, you can go back in and add all the other products.
I know.
And you already have your description, you already have everything, so it's really, really fast.
So like today, I just sold this shirt, and that's never sold on a standard t-shirt. It just keeps selling on tank tops, though.
That's true. That's true.
And so it's fear of missing out on the opportunity.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
This hoodie I sold today, like, I'd probably, a year ago, I wouldn't have put it on a hoodie. I would have just done the t-shirt first.
No, I totally believe it.
I caught the hoodie sale. So
I sold a zip-up hoodie today or yesterday, I forget, and it was my first sale of that design. Like, no other product had sold yet. So
I think I've sold one zip-up and one raglan so far. The rest, so those ones I could see kind of letting go.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, the zip-ups are not as big of a seller, but it was my first sale of that particular design. So yeah, you just never know.
My 3,000 sales, I just looked here. I've sold one zip hoodie, 3 raglans, 14 sweatshirts, 39 long sleeves, 47 hoodies, 60 V-necks, 92 tank tops.
Yeah, tank tops are great.
175 t-shirts, 1,207 pop sockets, and 1,431 standard t-shirts.
Wow. So, pop sockets are so good for you. That's amazing.
Yeah, I've got one that does well, like really well.
Yeah.
It's got a 1-star review and I've sold 500 of them.
That's amazing.
But
and Ryan, we're over time already. I feel like we haven't even started the interview. I thought we were going to talk about like all your research techniques and all your scaling designs, and somehow the interview is already over.
Sorry.
Do you want to say anything about scaling designs before we
the best thing I can say to people is look at what's selling and re-enter that niche. Like here's a good habit, and I'm guilty of not sticking to it myself. But if I sell a shirt today, upload another one into that niche. Like just keep hitting it with another design and scale them out, and you'll build a nice portfolio of a niche brand. And then I highly recommend getting some way to get your designs on other platforms in a way that doesn't detract from your designing and everything like that. Because I think it's important to not have all my eggs in Amazon. You know, so I want to have that portfolio on Redbubble, Teespring, T-Launch, Spreadshirt, Society6, Inktail, Designed by Humans. All of those, you know, I haven't been getting a lot of sales there, but I probably would have never uploaded to Spreadshirt if I didn't have it done easily, and I probably would have missed out on the 20 sales I've made this month at, you know, a $5 royalty. So, you know, really the first month of really hitting it hard, and I made $100. Like that was to some people, it took, if you think about it on merch, I consider myself fortunate, and I got moving really fast. But some people, it might take them months or a year to make their first $100. And just by trying other places, you just never know what's going to work. So try new things and then repeat what worked. So if you try a new niche and you get a sale in it, upload a couple more into that niche. Just keep repeating what is working. And then if it's let's say you got a concept that's working in, you know, the unicorn niche, maybe it'll work in flamingos or mermaids. Or
that's what I think of with scaling. I think of taking like one general concept and putting it in a lot of different things. So scaling could be like, and maybe you think of it differently, but like I think of scaling as like, okay, you have this phrase and you have this city. So now you're going to do other cities with that same phrase, or other like a beach design or something. You have different beaches, or birthdays. You have different years for the birthday, or things like that. Do you do stuff like that, or what do you do?
Yeah, I'll go do an example of my best one I did last year for Halloween. I took I had the image, and I just changed one of the words, and it changed it from a mom Halloween shirt to a grandma Halloween shirt to a daughter Halloween shirt to a aunt Halloween shirt to, and it was more of a feminine style design, and I was able to hit all those, and I think I owned grandma Halloween shirt all Halloween last year. So that was my first like entrance into a holiday, and I was pretty excited about it. So.
Yeah, I don't have a single grandma Halloween. People all the time are like, well, how can you get 8,000 designs up? And I'm like, there are so many niches that I haven't even touched yet. There's even big holidays like that I barely have any shirts in, because it's just, there's just so much to do that it's like, you can't, I feel like I won't be able to hit everything until I'm at like 100K tier or something, because there's just so many niches and so many ways you can go that it's like.
Last night, I think I just pulled up an awareness calendar, or just like a calendar of events, and just started copying and pasting them into search. And it's like, well, this one only has 3 results. This one only has 25 results. This one only has 30 results.
Exactly.
And they're all just the same thing uploaded onto all products. Yes. So it was like really only 3 designs in there.
Yes. It's so like people think that merch is saturated, and it's not even like close.
It's just getting started.
I'm like, I've barely scratched the surface. So I'm like, there's no way other people are like, there's so much more room to go.
Yeah. I mean,
and I haven't even really gotten into local merch and stuff like that. Like, I only have one business that I'm working with. There's so many businesses around me I could go after. There's so many groups. There's so many little like running clubs and different things like that. I mean, like, it's just, I haven't even begun, and it's like
no, and you never know who you're going to talk to, and you could just tell them what you're doing, and they're like, oh man, I needed shirts for my business. Like I landed 2 of local businesses. One of them was someone who I'm a customer of, and we were just talking about shirts. She's like, can I get like, if I want a Christmas shirt for all of my employees just for one day, can you sell that to me? And I was like, yeah. And so from a 5-employee business, I think I've sold 30 shirts, and they only wanted them for their employees. They didn't want to do promotions or customer stuff like that. And I got another one that's done a few as well. And last year I hit it hard. I went and walked, and I probably got around to about 75 to 80 businesses. And I got a lot of maybes. I got a lot of no's. I got a lot of I don't understand. And
oh my God, Ryan, can we have a meetup and we do this? We should all go together to businesses. It doesn't have to be in your town. It could be
let's get one in Northern Kentucky.
It could be, like
people. Yeah.
We don't want to be like right in your little area, but some town that you can get to. We should do it.
It'd be fun. I mean, you just never know what people you never know what people are gonna say yes to unless you ask.
Yeah.
So I understand getting yourself out there and putting yourself out
we
there.
We got to think about how this will work, because we can't have like 30 people.
Yeah, we can't have 50 people.
But we can make it like a competition, like 2 by 2. Like we can
get out, like do a competition.
See who gets the most T-shirts. Oh my God, it'd be so
That'd be fun.
We got
like a T-shirt sale treasure hunt or something.
Yeah, because I don't think I'm gonna do it unless we like do like kind of like how I had to do the LOP lunch. I'm like, I'm never gonna get around to filing an LOP unless I make it a thing.
That's why my first ones I recorded it. I was like, I'm gonna do this, and if I record it, it forces me to do it.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, I did my LOP. I did one. There we go. So
well,
I'm never gonna walk around to businesses unless I do it with everybody.
Yeah. Well, and that kind of brings me to the point of the power of making these videos. Like I said tonight, I got home, jumped on this with you. I haven't even had a chance to like design a T-shirt or upload one, but I'm going to do a video tonight, and I'm going to make one from scratch. And it's going to force me to upload something that I would probably easily say, you know what sounds good? A beer and the recliner. Like that's just really easy to do. And I appreciate the audience for waiting for videos, because it forces me to make something, at least tonight, you know, that I'll put out there. And
like teaching someone else how to do it. Like if like I would probably be like nervous to go, but if I'm teaching someone how to do it, I'll be like, oh, okay, I can do this.
Yeah.
It's silly. So all right, we'll have to do this.
All right.
Now it's in my head.
I guess we got some sort of a Northern Kentucky, Cincinnati area meetup.
When does Kentucky get cold?
Treasure hunt. For me, never. I'm originally from Minnesota. Like Kentucky never gets cold for me.
Like maybe we could do it September, maybe October. Is it too cold in October?
No, not
trying
usually.
to think, November. I already have...
November's about the end of it, where you'd probably not want to be out hanging out. But I mean,
maybe October.
It doesn't have to be that. We can still just do a hangout. So I know there's quite a few people in this area. I think Teresa, you're from around here, and we got all the people in Columbus. I know. Yeah, I don't know. It'd be fun to do a meetup around here.
Yeah, we could do a meetup, and then afterwards, whoever wanted to go, we could go like see how many businesses we could go to. Because it's good practice, and if you go with somebody else, it's like reassurance if you've never done it before.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So, all right, I'm gonna think about it. Maybe September or October. I think I have too much going on in September. Probably have to be October.
We're just gonna keep piling on here. You're just gonna be doing merch meetups daily.
You're
just gonna be road tripping the country doing merch
all
meetups.
the time. Yeah, Kentucky would be fun. I don't think I've ever been to Kentucky. I think I've been through it. I don't know. Maybe I stopped briefly, but not much time in Kentucky.
It's not where people are like, let's go to Kentucky today. Like, it's just not. Let's go on vacation in Kentucky. Nah, most people don't say that sort of thing. So,
all right. Well, Ryan, hold me
Ohio.
to this. We gotta do this. I definitely think it'd be fun to do a local merch thing, because we don't talk about local merch so much. So if we kind of do it as a thing all together, like it'll kind of give everybody the practice, and then when they go back to their own towns, they'll be better at it.
Yeah, and
we gotta pick a town that nobody lives in.
Yeah, like I said, I went around to that many businesses, and I only have 2 that I'm working with. But you know, you get your doors, you get told no a lot. And if you can get used to being just told no, the way I look at it, who were you interviewing last week? The interview, he said something is like, you're either going to get ignored, they're going to say no, or they're going to say yes. And all 3 are good. Because
we had some people not like that video. And like you were saying, like with the haters, I think he probably has more haters than I do.
Yeah.
So and also like I didn't interrupt him. So it was like long periods of time that he talked. So I probably should have like interrupted it. But I was trying to do like the way he does an interview, just to kind of like have him see what it's like on the other end. Mm-hmm. But he's such an interesting guy. Like I didn't mind listening to him talk, because it's like I feel like I learned from him.
it was a little bit different. It was a little bit of a change up to the normal content on here, but it was
Yeah.
still good. So
Yeah.
but
all right.
yeah, we have gone long here.
Yeah,
This is
well,
going to be
don't
your
worry.
like most duration viewed video because we're going to extend it so long here.
I know. Sorry, you got stuff you got to do. You're just so easy to talk to. Like I literally look down like, okay, how are we doing on time? And I'm like, oh my God, how did we go over? And I hadn't even gotten to the interview yet. Oh well.
Oh,
That's
well.
all right.
We can always do another one another night too.
It was
It'll be
great.
fun.
I think we ended up covering some good stuff.
Yeah,
So.
and just for anyone watching, I do have my live scheduled for 9:30. So in 15 minutes, I do plan on going live and doing I got to research and make something tonight. I got to get something uploaded. So come join me and we'll do it live. So yeah, little Minnesotan in that voice there, Laura. A little huh?
And guys, his YouTube channel is in the description below. So if you are not already subscribed, definitely subscribe to him. I think I put your Facebook group and Facebook page in there too.
You did. Thank you. I appreciate that. So yeah, come join us all. So
all right. Well, thank you so much, Ryan. This was great.
It was fun. Thank you, Helen. And we'll be talking again, I'm sure. So
all right. Talk to you later.